Hi there, I'm Nancy from Black Sheep Knitting here in Needham, Massachusetts. We're a YouTube channel and I try to podcast every week, and I apologize we did not do a podcast last week because we were doing the yarn crawl. And I'd like to thank everybody who came in. We had so many wonderful customers who came and it was a lot of fun. It was a little intense in terms of helping everybody, and for me, I was standing at the register for 8 hours, 3 days in a row, and my back didn't really appreciate that, so I'm still recovering. In any case, I want to thank everybody who came. There were so many groups who came, people I didn't know, that I hadn't seen before, and there were a few people who'd been to all 13 shops, or who were going to get to all 13 shops, so cheers to them. We had a prize, a raffle prize for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we've I think everybody came to get them. And then we finally have a grand prize, a shop grand prize, that's 2 bags full of goodies, and all you need to do is drop off your passport here in the shop, and you'll have to the end of October to do that, and then we'll choose one. And then from that group, I will choose people who went to the most shops, and that gets sent off to, I don't know which, Boston Fiber Company I think is doing it, and they have some prizes for the people who went to the most shops. And you'll have to look on the Greater Boston Yarn Crawl to see what that is. I can't remember how many shops you had to have visited, but I think there are a lot of gift certificate prizes there, so that's a good thing. Wanted to mention something that I have been remiss about. We've had, I think since this shop opened, a birthday discount during the month of your birthday. So you come in any time during the month and get a one-time only 20% discount on your yarn purchase. And we used to send out every month an email to everyone, but what happened is our system is different now that we have, and we haven't been taking people's birthdays. So therefore, a lot of people have been missing it. So we're reinstituting that, and if you just need to show us something that tells you it's your birthday, and we'll record that you got your discount that month. So you can't, I don't think anybody would cheat, but you can't come back and say you want another discount on your yarn. It's a one-time 20% off, which is a really nice gift for you to get during your birthday month. So please come in and tell us if you have a birthday in October, and we'll happily give you 20% off your one-time purchase of yarn. You can buy as much yarn as you want, and we'll give you the 20% off. So take advantage. It's a good thing. We like to give discounts. We like people to get yarn. We like them to get discounts on yarn. And with those of you who came into the yarn crawl, we had a percentage off. So we had a jar. You could pick a percentage, and every day we had a 50, 40, 30, lots of 20, 15, and 10% off. I think at least the 3 days, I don't know about the 4th day, everybody who got the 50% off only had bought one skein of yarn, which was too bad, because somebody could have gotten a really, really good deal. But anyway, I do want to thank everybody who came. It's lots of fun, and we love meeting new people in the store, so come back. I have something I wanted to show you. Oh, I had one other thing. I had dinner with someone who shall remain nameless the other night, and this person's quite a jokester, and we were talking about getting more followers for my website, for my podcast. And we do have a lot of people, and if you haven't subscribed, we hope that you will and that you'll like us. But this person was saying, well, you probably have some great, awful stories to tell about your customers. That would get you a whole lot of new followers. And I said, not the kind of followers that I want. And I don't have that many bad stories. I very few. And in fact, a lot of those you can chalk up to someone's having a bad day, one of us is having a bad day, we didn't have what the person needed. And I think we as, and I think I've talked about this before, we in the service industry and in retail stores always have to remind ourselves that everybody's coming from a different place. And I'm lucky in my life, I don't have a lot of sad things going on, but other people do. And you may come to the yarn shop thinking we have just the thing for you, and we don't. And some people do walk away disappointed. Some people, you know, sometimes don't feel they got the service that they wanted. But you have to remember that sometimes we're busy, we make mistakes, and we have things going on in our lives. So I think it's just a reminder for everybody that you're not always going to have the greatest experience in the world, and we try to help everybody. We bend over backwards to help people in the store. That said, I would like to say the wonderful thing about our customers is we learn so much from them. And I, for one, I love to know what you're knitting. I love to hear about people's lives, the places you've traveled, the books you love, the movies you've seen. And we especially in our classes, people say, you know, I come here just for movie reviews or book reviews. We do talk a lot about things other than knitting, although we do show each other and share what we're knitting, and that's a great thing because it gives us ideas, it gives other people ideas, and we want to know what kinds of things you like to make, and we like to help you find things and give you ideas about how to change patterns. I mean, the reason that we knit is because you can make something exactly as you want it. And we have the techniques and skills to show you how to make things that fit you, that complement you. So we love that about our customers. And we love that you're so kind to us and so often so flattering to us that we really, really appreciate that. And if we're, you know, not doing a great job, let us know that too. We can change, we can fix if there was a problem. We are only human, and you know, sometimes we'll sell somebody the wrong thing, and you have to be pretty skilled to be selling the right amount of yarn for the right pattern, and to please the customer. So that's important, and we try to do that. If we fall down on that, you know, let us know. We can try to fix it. Anyway, so we love you as customers. I thought it might be a good idea to share with you tools that I love using. So I thought today I would show you some things that I love and things that alternatives to things. First thing I wanted to show you, these are stitch holders. You know, if you're making a top-down sweater, you get to a certain point and you have to put the sleeves on stitch holders. Now if you look at these are straight and your sleeve is circular. So I don't think this is a great tool. We keep these in the shop. I don't think they're the best solution. What I do think is a really good solution is this, which is called a circular stitch holder, and it has a little point down here, and that goes around and sticks into a hole on this little thing. But essentially what it does is it puts all your stitches in a circle. And I find these really, really clever and really good to use for putting, and usually when you're putting anything on hold, sometimes, though if you're putting a shoulder on hold, this is fine because it's straight. You can do that. You can alternatively, you can also get a double pointed needle and put a stopper on either end, and you can use that as a stitch holder. The other thing, this is a new thing that came out, is the barber cord. And someone reminded me or told me that, you know, you can buy those things on Amazon, just buy the stuff on Amazon. Well, I'll tell you what, I did buy them, and it smelled like cat urine. I don't even want to put those things on my, so I don't think I'm going to use them. I'm going to use these. But these are great because they fit on the end of your needle. You can push them on, and then you slide your stitches off. And it comes with, these don't smell so great either. Sorry to say. Maybe you have to put them out. Yeah, take a whiff and see what you think.
I have these. I never noticed. Yeah, okay, it's a little rubbery.
It smells like something. In any case, I really like these. But what I did do with this is one, I cut it in half. So it's now, I use it for all my sleeves, and they're great. And then you just put all the stitches on, and then you tie it in a knot, and they stay just like that. So that's another of my favorite tools. I use these all the time, and I don't know if I'm going to use the ones that smell like cat urine or not. I don't know if I want it on my sweater. Another thing that I use quite a bit, although I have learned cable, and I'll probably demonstrate that at some point, how to do cables without a cable holder. And you can do it pretty easily on a 4, might be pushing it on a 6-stitch cable, but it's pretty easy to do. If you're not into doing that, or it's not possible for whatever reason, there are 2 stitch holders that I would recommend. This one is just a straight, you can see they're straight with a dip in the middle, which is where the stitches would go. And this comes in 3 sizes, so depending on what, I don't think it tells you though the size needle, but you can kind of guess, you know, look at what you're working with. This is the one I like the most because it's a hook, and what you do is slide your stitches on the short end, and they hang out down here, and then you knit them off the long end. So I like this one quite a lot when I use them. And then finally for today is the old knit check, to check your gauge. There is another one that I'm out of right now, and I hope to get back, that has a magnifier down the middle, which really makes it easy to check your gauge. You should get used to using this. This also has, of course, to slide your needles in to see what size needle you have. But they're very inexpensive. It's like $3 for this, and I have them kind of hanging out. They're in all my knitting bags and stuff because I use them all the time because I do check my gauge when I'm knitting. Wanted to do an update on a project. Okay, so Robin says this is take 3,000 on this sweater, but I picked up my Paul Clay sweater that I had put away for a while, and I'm back working on it. And I thought, oh, wouldn't this be a great Rhinebeck sweater? Well, that means I have 2 weeks to finish this. So what are the odds that I'll get it? I'm working on the body, so we'll see. This was a lot of fun to do. I'll show you the inside. So it's a lot of carrying colors, and it's going to be a lot of weaving in. In any case, I tried this on and I absolutely love it. And I would like to say to you, I could tell you what yarn this is. These are scraps, all the colors, and the yarn itself I got last year at Rhinebeck, and I think these might have even been hand spun, but it's a soft, beautiful fingering weight yarn. So I just wanted to give you an update on that, and we'll see if I can actually finish it. Last but not least, today I wanted to show you a new pattern that came in, a new sample that came into the shop called the Timbo, T-I-M-B-O, vest. And this, I love this. And it's warm, it's soft, it's cozy, and quick. And this morning in my class, everybody was talking about how vests are so popular these days. And I think they're popular for knitters because you don't have to do sleeves. And this one is a super warm one, and it's made in a yarn I've shown you before called Beatrix from Juniper Moon Fibers, and it's wool, angora, and nylon. So I just wanted to show you a couple of the color combinations that you might think about if you wanted to do this. We have these two. It's a blue and a gray. You could do a gray and a, this is a beige tan color. There's a soft, soft pink and a gray. This is a green. It's called sage. It is a kind of a sage green and the gray. We have an olive and the gray, which I think would be very pretty. A light blue. You could do light blue with the darker blue. And there are two others. Anyway, this knits up on a size 9 to 11 needles, so there's a lot of leeway. And we didn't write down the needle. That's not good. Look at this combination. Gray and pink. Pink and kind of a, what's this called? Allium, like the flower. So there are lots of great combinations. This is a quick, wonderful project. So I recommend it. Be a great gift. We know two of my students made, excuse me, made this as gifts for someone. And they're both the recipients loved them. So if you're thinking about a gift, a quick gift, you might want to think about this, which gave me an idea. I might do this as a gift for someone I know. Anyway, one last thing. A customer reminded me of a tip that I know I talked about before, but I'll just remind you, a lifeline. So I did speak about it in another podcast, so you might be able to look it up. But let me know if you can't find it, and I'll demonstrate it again. But a lifeline is a line of cotton. Some people use dental floss. You don't want to use something that's very sticky. And you thread it onto your needle around all the stitches so that if you make a mistake, you can rip back to where that lifeline was and you don't lose stitches. Then you can put it back on your needle and you've saved everything. It's particularly useful if you're doing lace. Another one that this person reminded me of is brioche. It's great for brioche. Those who struggle with brioche and how to fix a mistake in brioche, you've got to use a lifeline. It's great for anything. I had a student once who, she was a beginner, and she put in a lifeline about every inch or inch and a half, and it saved her, because we all make mistakes and you have to rip out. So it's great if you're not confident about putting stitches back on a needle, or if you're afraid of losing yarn overs. If you have that lifeline in, you're not going to lose them. It's a great idea. Some people even use a long needle, a long circular needle. You can put it in, and you could also then take it out. There are some needles some of the interchangeable needles actually have a hole in the needle that you could put thread through, and it would drag through as you knit, which is kind of a cool idea. Anyway, I think I run out of things to say today. So I hope you have a great week of knitting. It's October the 3rd, 4th, 5th,
No,
maybe. Yeah, it's the 5th.
For Saturday.
It is the 5th today as we're recording. Yesterday was 90 degrees here, and I think it's going up there again. So I sympathize with you if you don't want to haul out your knitting in this kind of weather, but I do hear that the fall is coming and we're going to have some good knitting weather. So stay tuned for more tips and tricks and goings on in the shop. If we have some workshops planned for the fall, so keep an eye out. So happy knitting and thanks for tuning in. Bye.